Hello everyone, this is Gayatri. Welcome back to Bioschool. In today's session, we are going to learn about duplicate gene interaction. So duplicate gene interaction, it is a type of non-allelic gene interaction. And the duplicate genes, they may be present on different loci of same chromosome or in different chromosome. Okay. And all the non-allelic gene interaction, it leads to the deviation of ratio of dihybrid cross, which is 9:3:3:1. Okay, this is the basic. And the duplicate gene interactions are of two types. What are those? One is known as duplicate recessive gene interaction, and the second one is duplicate dominant gene interaction. So in this session, we will focus on duplicate recessive gene interaction in details. So the duplicate recessive gene interaction, it is also known as complementary gene interaction, and also it is called as duplicate recessive epistasis. Why it is called as complementary gene interaction and duplicate recessive epistasis, I will explain you in this session. So please do watch the video till the end. So what is the meaning of duplicate? Duplicate means copy or something looking like else. Okay. If both are looking alike, and here we are studying about duplicate recessive gene. That means the recessive allele of two genes, they produce similar type of phenotype. That's why it is called as duplicate recessive gene interaction. Okay, let me write down the definition. If both the gene loci have homozygous recessive allele and both of them produce identical phenotype. Okay? If both the gene loci have homozygous recessive allele. Okay, recessive allele, it is always present in homozygous form. Okay, let's say this one is a chromosome and this is one loci and this is another loci. Both the gene loci have homozygous recessive allele. Let's say this one is one homozygous recessive allele of one gene and this is homozygous recessive allele of other gene. Okay, and both of them, this one and this one, both of them, they produce identical phenotype. Identical phenotype. Okay, so here you can see this homozygous recessive allele and this homozygous recessive allele, they produce identical phenotype. That means they duplicate. Okay, so the recessive allele is duplicated and produce identical phenotype. That's why it is known as duplicate recessive gene interaction. So let's understand duplicate recessive gene interaction by taking an example, flower color in sweet pea plant. In sweet pea plant, there are two color flowers are present. White color flower and other one is the purple color flower. So this white color flower and the purple color flowers are produced by two steps. Let's say the raw material is present and this raw material is converted into chromogen by enzyme E1. Okay, then the chromogen is converted into anthocyanin by enzyme 2. Okay, and this anthocyanin, it produces purple color flower. So this is the two step through which the purple color flower is produced in sweet pea plant. So here the enzyme E1, it is coded by the dominant form of gene. C, it codes the enzyme E1 which help in conversion of raw material to chromogen, and the dominant form of other gene, let's say capital P, or the dominant form of other gene, that is capital P, it cause the enzyme 2, and that enzyme 2 help in conversion of chromogen into anthocyanin pigment, which results in purple color flower. Let's say here, if the dominant form of gene C is absent, okay, the dominant form of gene, it may be present in homozygous condition or heterozygous condition, but both the dominant form of genes are absent. Instead of that, recessive form of gene, the small c is present. If the recessive form of small c is present, then can it code the enzyme 1? No, because the enzyme 1, it is coded by the dominant form of the gene, not by the recessive form of the gene. So enzyme 1 will not be coded by the recessive form of the gene. So the raw material, it cannot be converted into chromogen, right? So here, and always the recessive allele, it is present in homozygous condition in a gene. So here the recessive allele, it masks the expression of dominant allele. That's why it is called as, similarly, look at here, the dominant form of the gene P, it codes the enzyme E2. If the dominant form of the gene is absent, and here the recessive form of the gene, that is the small p and the small p, are present, then can it code the enzyme 2? No, it cannot code, and it cannot convert the chromogen to anthocyanin pigment, right? So in both the cases, the flower color will be white. So from here you can understand that the recessive form of both the allele, they produce similar type of phenotype, that is white color flower, okay. So this is why it is called as duplicate recessive gene interaction. Now we will understand why it is called as duplicate recessive epistasis. So epistasis meaning what? Epistasis means to stop, okay. And in recessive epistasis, we have studied that recessive form of epistatic gene, it stop or mask the expression. Recessive form of epistatic gene, let's say the small a, it masks the expression of hypostatic gene, right? That's why it is called as recessive epistasis. Here it is called as double recessive epistasis. Why? Recessive alleles, for example here the small c, small p, recessive alleles masking the expression of dominant allele. What are the dominant alleles here? Capital C or capital C, small c, capital P or capital P, small p, at two loci, at two different loci. That's why it is called as duplicate recessive epistasis. Hope now you get a clear idea why it is called as duplicate recessive epistasis, because recessive alleles, for example here the small c and small p, masking the expression of dominant alleles at two different loci, okay. That's why it is called as duplicate recessive epistasis, okay. Not only the single recessive allele, it masks the expression of dominant alleles, but duplicate recessive alleles, okay. Now we'll understand why it is called as complementary gene interaction. When both the dominant alleles, they present together, only then they can express a new phenotype by complementing with each other. That's why it is known as complement gene interaction. When both the dominant alleles are present together, okay. Here the C gene, it is present in homozygous dominant form, and P gene, it is present in heterozygous dominant form. In this condition, what type of phenotype it will produce? Here the dominant form of the genes, they will complement with each other and produce a new phenotype, that is purple color flower, right? In above example, as I have explained, that for production of purple color, I have explained, for production of purple color flower, both the dominant form of gene, that is capital C and capital P, is necessary, right? In the absence of one of the gene, they cannot produce the purple color flower. So both the genes are present. If both the dominant form of genes are present, they complement with each other and it will result in purple color flower. Let's see the other combination. If the condition is like this, the dominant form of one gene is present and recessive form of other gene is present, then it will result in white color flower. Similarly, if recessive form of gene C is present and dominant form of gene P is present, then also it will result in white color flower. If all the genes are in the recessive form, then also it will result in white color flower, right? Because here the recessive allele of both the genes, they produce similar type of phenotype. That's why it is called as duplicate gene. I have explained that recessive form of one gene is present, small p, then it will match the expression of dominant allele. Okay, dominant allele capital C, and it will result in white color flower. Similar here also. Okay, so now we'll see what is the F2 ratio of duplicate gene interaction, complementary gene interaction and recessive interaction. All are same, right? Let's cross capital C, small p with small c, capital P. So it has phenotype white, and this one also has the phenotype white color. In F1 generation, what we will get? We will get capital C, capital P, small p, and here the color it will be purple. Okay, because here the dominant form of genes are present which complement with each other and produce the purple color flower. Let's cross these two, capital C, capital P, small p with capital C, capital P and small p. So this is the F2 generation. First we will look into where the recessive form of alleles are present. Here the recessive form of allele C is present, here also. Now we will see the recessive form of P allele. It is present here, and in this condition both the alleles are present in recessive form. If the alleles are present in the recessive form, okay, it may be the P allele or it may be the C allele, they will produce similar type of phenotype, right? That's why it is called as duplicate recessive gene interaction, and they produce the phenotype that is white, white. And look at other, if both the dominant genes are present, then they will complement with each other and that will produce a new phenotype. That's why the duplicate recessive gene interaction is also known as complementary gene interaction, and they complement with each other and produce purple color flower. Here also capital C, capital P, here also capital C, capital P, capital C, capital P, here also capital C, capital P. Okay, so where the both the dominant genes are present, there it will result in the production of purple color flower. How many? In this direction, this is 4, this is 3, 7, and here 2, 9. So how many purple color flower? Purple color flower is 9. If in the examination you will get a question, what is the phenotypic ratio of duplicate recessive gene interaction or it may be the complementary gene interaction or duplicate recessive epistasis. The answer is same. The F2 generation, the phenotypic ratio for all these three type of gene interaction is 9:7. Okay, it is 9:7. I'm hoping that now you have a clear idea about what is duplicate recessive gene interaction and why it is also called as complementary gene interaction and duplicate recessive epistasis, and what is F2 phenotypic ratio. If you like this video, then please do share with your friends and don't forget to subscribe my channel.